Florida man charged with intentionally setting Pacific Palisades fire in L.A. It's about time.
Does Florida man mean like Maryland man? Is this actually a guy who was born in Florida?
I mean, Florida man is its own thing. You look up your birth date and type in Florida man.
Well, it gets better.
What story.
This guy was an angry Uber driver, basically.
No way.
And he listened to a French song before he did it. I was reading a criminal complaint. The ATF agent, this is an ATF case. ATF is running it out of Central District of California. And, it's funny when you read these affidavits sometimes. And, like, the guy literally, I guess he had listened to this French song, which boils down to, like, burning things down. And he had listened to this song, getting himself hyped up, and he was an Uber driver. And, like, a couple of the Uber people that he had driven went to the Fed saying, yeah, this guy was a little agitated. We think he might be onto something here.
Oh, my God.
I'm actually just kind of impressed that anybody went and turned him in. Like, we live in an age where, like, I just assume everyone's like, not my business. I got out of the car without it blowing up. It's fine.
If he was inspired by a French song, I'm surprised he didn't turn himself in.
Let me find it. I'll tell you guys right now.
We have a photo of him? Jonathan Rinderknecht?
Yeah,
he's a French dude.
He's French? Dude.
Oh, there he is.
That explains a lot.
There he is.
Oh, man.
That's ironic. A French song about burning stuff is super funny to me.
He looks like he lives in L.A.
So they went through his YouTube, right?
I mean that degeneratively.
I'm reading through the affidavit. They went through his YouTube. The name of the song is, listen to a song entitled Un Zider Un The by French artist Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Now that musician's going to have to be like, I do not.
If she's
We're
a
gonna have to take
leftist,
down
maybe
the
not.
music video.
She'll be like, yeah, burn it all down.
Yeah, guy grew up in France, fluent in French, and he was an Uber driver.
Got sick of tipping culture in
get
America.
more immigrants. We got to get these freaking frogs out of our country, you guys.
Actually, this is the story you point to now when somebody's like, you just hate like brown people. You're like, actually, no, I saw this French guy. This is what happens. It doesn't matter what color you are. If you didn't come here legally, we don't want you burning down our buildings. We don't want you starting fires out in the woods.
But you're okay with people who are born here having campfires?
Yes.
So you're not actually anti-fire at all?
No.
That's the thing they do. I've joked about this before, but like a migrant could harpoon a dolphin at SeaWorld and they'd be like, oh, so fishing's only okay when white people do it? They'll reach for any little similarity between two completely different things and then like try to shame you for not supporting the most awful version of it when it was done by an immigrant.
Yeah, it's stupid. We need to get these French people out of here acting like baguettes.
Fun fact about, a lot of people, another reason why I think our system is broken. So countries like France, Canada, obviously they have visa waivers. They don't have to come here with visas. Dude, they overstay all the time.
Yeah.
They overstay all the time, and they work here illegally. They get married.
Yeah.
They also, because people think, it's just like
live.
Mexicans and people from poor countries that are coming.
Get her.
Like,
get her. She's in New York. You could get her right now.
Everyone thinks it's like, oh yeah, these guys just come from the third world and abuse our system. It's like, no, dude, people come from these like, first world socialist countries like Canada, Australia, France, etc. Come here all the time, overstay their their visa waiver.
Yeah.
And they just work here illegally and they just hang out.
Yeah. And they have enough money that they're not in these places where they're getting seen. They're not in the back of kitchens.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have a lot of that. There's a ton on the East Coast right now of just like rich Indian immigrants.
Yeah, and they're not prioritized either.
Like, they have great. They basically drive into the country from Canada, and they just have so much money that they like rent apartments and live life, but they just overstay their visa. But they kind of like fly under the radar because they're rich home, so they're rich here.
Yep.
Or
the other scam they do is like they'll go to the Bahamas and then come back. Yeah. Right, that's another one that they do all the time too. So like, dude, we're getting beat on so many different. We need an immigration moratorium for like 5 to 10 years. If I want to be honest, if we're really gonna fix this problem, we need to reform everything, because we're not just getting beat. People everything, it's just Mexicans and people coming in from the third world. No, bro, people are coming in from the first world as well and beating us in many different ways.
Somebody right now who's been wanting to complain about immigration but doesn't want to get called racist is like, see what I mean? This is fantastic. Get rid of the French people.
H-1B visa, that's another big scam.
Oh, yeah.
Scam.
Dude, you got to get rid of that.
I appreciate you saying all of this because there's a lot of conservatives and even like normie conservatives who will recognize this. If you tell someone they can't leave their child an inheritance, if you have an inheritance tax, that disincentivizes them from working hard to build up wealth to leave to their children. Well, guess what? If you don't have the understanding that you're going to be able to leave the country you live in to your children instead of unlimited immigrants, you're probably not going to build as prosperous a nation.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. It's just Yeah, it's common sense. Whenever people are like, "Oh, you don't like brown people," it's like I keep saying America's for Americans. What don't you understand about that? Americans are all colors. I'll freak out. I will. I'll freak out and headbutt you. Not you specifically, but the person I'm hypothetically arguing with that I didn't actually have a real argument with in person. But
you owned him, dude.
Oh, I did. Yeah, full forehead to the face, dude. He never saw it coming.
And those people, like the people who are having that discussion with you, haven't actually paid close enough attention to what's going on with immigration now, where the average person still wants to think of what this country would have been like in the 70s and the 80s when the people who did immigrate here with full support of everybody because they believed in American values, they believed in what America stood for, they came here to be Americans, and that was something that we celebrated. And I think for, at least for me, that's something that I would still, like when you look at who the most successful immigrant groups are in this country, it's never going to bother me, and I understand the point. Moratorium, if the point is that you have a lot of stuff that you have to figure out, there's a lot of stuff that has to be done. But I still love the idea, and I think a lot of Americans still love the idea of the immigrant success story. What they don't like is the way that language has been used to abuse them, at least the ones who have caught on, where what used to be clearly defined as an illegal alien became illegal immigrant, which became immigrant, which is all the language has just flowed through to the point where now when people complain about these things, they don't even know what they're talking about because every time that you bring this up, they're like, so you just hate immigrants? Like, no. The word illegal there matters. It was undocumented immigrant for like 5 to 10 years, and it's just been softened so much that when you see the propaganda, whether it's from celebrities who never have to deal with these crises, they don't even know what you're talking about because you're trying to be specific, and they tell you that being specific is a problem.
Yeah, I mean, we've just been soft on immigration for a very long time, and like the thing is like the INA, the Immigration Nationality Act of the United States, it's just ripe for exploitation. It's been exploited, and I think we're at a point now where it's like we need to reform everything, our visa system, our green card system, everything, and we just need to stop with the immigration for a bit to fix everything because this. And then the other problem too is like, people don't come here, right, to assimilate. They come here to bring their bullshit culture in here. Yeah. They don't want to assimilate. They want to bring all their weird third world stuff with them. Yeah. And this is a problem, right? It used to be people come here and they assimilate. They don't do that anymore.
Well, you got to earn it.
That's what I was trying to say.
To a degree, actually. I mean, to a degree, but past waves of immigration massively reshaped our country. And so it's funny, I hear these lefties going, well, your ancestors came here. It's like, hold on. You're constantly complaining that a bunch of Catholics were able to make abortion illegal in the United States. That's because of Irish immigration, bro.
Yeah.
That didn't just fall from the sky. A bunch of, and not just Irish, but Polish and Italian, a lot of Catholic immigrants came in at the turn of the century, and I'm very glad about that. But as it turns out, I don't want anyone from any part in the world coming to our country to spread any random ideology. And one more thing, they'll bring up the Italians. It's like, yeah, can you imagine if the Italians came to the United States and didn't totally assimilate, and they started doing this thing in America where they had like feuding families that broke the law and killed each other?
Mm-hmm. And they like had an empire in the desert, and they made hundreds of millions of dollars and started affecting politics and got involved in the assassination of a president. Can you imagine? Can you imagine these immigrants being up to stuff?
And the other thing too, I think America needs to just understand is like, if we don't fix this, we're gonna be like Canada. Yeah. In Canada, you go to Toronto, you think you're in India, bro. It's like
Brampton is
what's going on?
I thought Brampton was India, but I mean,
yeah, like it's like, and if you want to lose your country, then cool. Like let's just let more people in and be super woke and be like Canada and the UK.
A lot of people. Like there is a lot of weaponized empathy in this country. There's a lot of suicidal empathy.
I was gonna say I would call it suicidal.
The politicians use weaponized empathy on you, and that has instinctually given a lot of people a certain level of suicide.
I'll give you another example. Like when I was on the Southwest border, right? I was in Laredo. I've been in McAllen. I've been in El Paso. Like all these different places on the Southwest border. You don't feel like you're in America. No one speaks English. You go to the bathroom there. Like in Mexico, they don't have like plumbing. So like everyone takes their like wipes their ass and puts it in the little waste basket. Yeah. They don't flush it. like all the waste baskets are filled with like shit thing. But that's an example of what I mean, where people come to the country, even though they're in America, they forget, oh, I'm in America. They don't learn the language, they don't assimilate, they bring their stupid customs with them. So that's an example of what I mean, where like, if we continue with this in this trajectory, this will not look like America anymore. And if you don't believe me, you want to get a taste of what it's like, go to the Southwest Texas, go to Southern California, and you'll see people don't speak English if you feel like you're in Mexico, dude.
Dude, and this is so funny to kind of go back to like the soft conservatives. They'll acknowledge, oh, all of those people coming from California are going to come to my state, and then they're going to completely change the culture and make it liberal. But then they're like, well, as long as the immigrant comes here legally, it's fine. It's like the guy from California came there legally too, but you recognize that someone coming from a different place with different values isn't good for you and your family.
Yeah.
And like in measured numbers, again, in principle, it can be great, but like in practice, especially with what's happened right now, no, it's not working.
And before long, Bad Bunny's doing the Super Bowl for you.
Dude.
Yeah, and
learn Spanish if you want
he's
to
a
enjoy
fucking
the
Puerto
Super
Rican.
Bowl.
That's the thing that kills me. Is like, bro, you're an American. Like you have our
speak
passport.
English, dummy.
Like you need to speak English. And it's like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, this is the gall that people have, right? Like where it's like, no, you're gonna learn my language, whatever. It's like, no, dude. Like we need to go back to telling people, like, dude. Okay, we need to bring racism back. I don't know about that, but I hate to say we're still on the main show, so I'll chill. But we need to bring racism back.
It is like before the lady who like she did the national anthem for I don't remember what event it was, and she did it in Spanish and said I felt like I needed to. I said if you were an American and you went to Spain and did their national anthem in English, how would they feel about that? Would they have a right to do so? They're going to tell you yes, they do. But they're going to tell you that you do not.
Remember when Borat went and sang the national anthem of Kazakhstan in English to the tune of Star Spangled Banner and everyone started booing him? Yeah, that sucks. That's what you're doing. You're Borat, lady. Boo! You suck.
Well, that's why I would argue it's not that we need to bring racism back. It's there's so many things that have been called racism that aren't. Like wanting someone to speak your language, that's not racist. That's a normal instinct.
So I
speak English if you're in the United States. Dude, you'll hear about people and it's like, this poor man, he was deported after 20 years and he didn't speak English. I'm like, he's here for 20 years and he didn't speak English? How does that happen? It's like an immersion program is 6 months. Where was he?
Yeah, that's crazy. Mormon missionaries learn how to speak a new language in like 3 weeks, dude.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, and they're out here pounding the pavement with their weird little helmets on. So you can learn English, immigrants.
Maybe it's a thinking cap, and that's why they're able to do it.
You know what?
Consider?
I had not. Dude, they're little bikes. I love my Mormon
That's
friends.
the thing. I disagree with Mormons on a number of theological issues, but like everyone on the left who rips on Mormons, it's like I know you're ripping on them for like the things I share in common with them.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Mormons suck. They're so dorky how they love their kids and have both their parents.
And don't do drugs and don't drink.
Don't do drugs and don't drink and go to school and have girlfriends and then get married to them normal style and have careers and enjoy themselves and have motorcycles. You know how lame that is?
You know, it's funny.
They should be mentally ill like me. I'm on 5 medications and my penis doesn't work anymore. It's cool.
My wife says if you see a big happy family and they're like kind of messy, they're Catholic, and if you see a big happy family and they're like put together, they're Mormon.
That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. And if you see a big happy family and they're all walking behind dad, that's Muslim.
There you go. We keep our women in check. That's the one thing we do right.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.